kinds of quantitative research. Quantitative research is a broad spectrum that it can be classified into smaller and more specific kinds: descriptive, correlational, ex post facto, quasi-experimental, and experimental. Descriptive design is used to describe a particular phenomenon by observing it as it occurs in nature. There is no experimental manipulation, and the researcher does not start with a hypothesis. The goal of descriptive research is only to describe the person or object of the study. An example of descriptive research design is the determination of the different kinds of physical activities and how often high school students do it during the quarantine period. The correlational design identifies the relationship between variables. Data is collected by observation since it does not consider the cause and effect, for example, the relationship between the amount of physical activity done and student academic achievement. Ex post facto design is used to investigate a possible relationship between previous events and present conditions. The term ex post facto, which means after the fact, looks at the possible causes of an already occurring phenomenon. Just like the first two, there is no experimental manipulation in this design. An example of this is: how does the parent's academic achievement affect the children's obesity? A quasi-experimental design is used to establish the cause and effect relationship of variables. Although it resembles the experimental design, the quasi-experimental has lesser validity due to the absence of random selection and assignment of subjects. Here, the independent variable is identified but not manipulated. The researcher does not modify pre-existing groups of subjects. The group exposed to treatment, experimental, is compared to the group unexposed to treatment, control. Example: the effects of unemployment on attitude towards following safety protocol in ECQ declared areas. Experimental design, like quasi-experimental, is used to establish the cause and effect relationship of two or more variables. This design provides a more conclusive result because it uses random assignment of subjects and experimental manipulations. For example, a comparison of the effects of various blended learning to the reading comprehension of elementary pupils.